Nobody saw this coming. The Indiana Fever, written off the moment Caitlin Clark went down, just pulled off one of the most inspiring playoff runs in WNBA history. Before the season began, fans expected the Fever to rise with Caitlin leading the charge. But what actually happened was far more impressive, because they did it without her. Clark, the face of the WNBA and the Fever's brightest star, only played 13 games before a groin injury ended her season. And it didn't stop there. The team was crushed by injuries. Sophie Cunningham tore her MCL, point guard Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald went down, and the lineup kept changing week after week. Yet somehow, this team found a way. They clawed through the chaos, made the playoffs for the first time in 7 years, pulled off a shocking round 1 upset, and then went toe-to-toe with the defending champion Las Vegas Aces. Their run ended in heartbreak, a 107-98 overtime loss in Game 5 of the semifinals, but it was the kind of heartbreak that earns you respect. During the decisive game, things went from bad to worse. Kelsey Mitchell, their veteran leader, cramped up so badly she had to leave mid-game. Aaliyah Boston, their all-star big, fouled out late. Yet the Fever refused to quit. They rallied, forced overtime, and nearly stole a win. That kind of fight doesn't go unnoticed. On her podcast, WNBA legend Sue Bird and broadcaster Ryan Ruocco couldn't stop talking about it. "I mean, they were so impressive," said Ruocco. "We've got to remember, this team went 7 years without making the playoffs. And they had Kelsey Mitchell for a good chunk of those years. For one of those years they had Aaliyah Boston. And last year they get Caitlin Clark, and suddenly everything just comes together." He went on to make a point that's impossible to argue with. If you would have said to anyone, "Hey, Caitlin's only going to play 13 games, they would have said, "This team isn't making the playoffs. They'll be lucky if they even sniff it. Never mind make a run to the semifinals." And yet, that's exactly what happened. There's something special about this Indiana team, something in the air. Their grit and heart reminded fans of the Pacers' own miraculous NBA playoff run earlier this year. Both teams were underdogs. Both teams turned near-guaranteed losses into unforgettable moments. The Fever nearly pulled off their own version of that against Aya Wilson and the Aces. But even though Wilson and Las Vegas advanced to their third finals in 4 years, Indiana left a lasting impression. Ruocco summed it up best on the broadcast: "The Indiana Fever should go tell Steph White, 'We'll sign you to a lifetime contract right now.'" The fact that they were in that series, when you look at who was on the floor, it's an amazing accomplishment. Sue Bird agreed instantly, highlighting the job head coach Steph White did to keep her team believing. "Not every coach possesses," Bird said. "Her ability to adjust, to find ways to win when the roster's falling apart, that's special." White's leadership was the glue. She never let the locker room collapse, even when the season looked doomed. Every player knew their role, and every night someone different stepped up. This wasn't about stars. It was about heart. The Fever played fearless basketball, diving for loose balls, taking charges, and hitting big shots when it mattered most. They might have fallen short of the finals, but they proved something far more valuable, that they belong among the WNBA's elite. Now imagine this same team fully healthy. Caitlin Clark back at point. Boston anchoring the paint. Mitchell firing from deep. Cunningham adding toughness on the wing. The rest of the league should be worried. Because if the 2025 Fever could make it this far with half a roster, what happens when they get their stars back? Indiana isn't a rebuilding team anymore. They're a contender in the making, and the fire they showed this postseason might be the spark that changes everything. They didn't just earn a spot in the playoffs. They earned respect. And when Caitlin Clark returns next season, the Indiana Fever could very well be the team to beat.